Hello again. This is day 49 of our Reading Through the Bible Together in a Year series. Today we finish the book of Numbers. We go chapters 33 through 36. Now remember, the book of Numbers has been all about being in the wilderness, like its name, Bamidbar, in Hebrew. And so Israel has been in the wilderness post Mount Sinai, going through a series of events, a lot of which test God and lead to some brokenness in the covenant, a little tension in the relationship between Israel and God. But we see that Joshua is taking over for Moses when they go into the promised land, which isn't happening quite yet. But we've been getting some more laws and some more inheritance vows or laws about vows and laws about inheritance. Sorry, said those out of order. And so today, as we end, we start with an overview of the entire trip of Israel from Egypt up until this point. So let's see how it plays out. These are the journeys of the children of Israel when they went out of the land of Egypt in their armies, under the direction of Moshe and Aaron. And the stages of their journey on their way out were put down in writing by Moshe at the order of Yahweh. These are the stages of their journey and the way they went. On the 15th day of the first month they went out from Ramses. On the day after the Passover the children of Israel went out by the power of Yahweh before the eyes of all the Egyptians, while the Egyptians were placing in the earth the bodies of their sons on whom Yahweh had sent destruction, and their gods had been judged by him. So the children of Israel went from Ramses and put up their tents in Sukkot. And they went on from Sukkot and put up their tents in Etam, on the edge of the wasteland. And from Etam, turning back to Pi Hacherot, which is before Baal Zephon, they put up their tents before Migdol. And journeying on from before Hacherot, they went through the sea into the wasteland. They went 3 days' journey through the wasteland of Etam, and put up their tents in Marah. And from Marah they went on to Elim, and in Elim there were 12 water springs and 70 palm trees, and they put up their tents there. And they went on from Elim and put up their tents by the Red Sea. Then from the Red Sea they went on and put up their tents in the wasteland of Sin. And they went on from the wasteland of Sin and put up their tents in Dafka. And they went on from Dafka and put up their tents in Alush. And they went on from Alush and put up their tents in Rephidim, where there was no drinking water for the people. And they went on from Rephidim and put up their tents in the wasteland of Sinai. And they went on from the wasteland of Sinai and put up their tents in Kivroth Hata'avah. And they went on from Kivroth Hata'avah and put up their tents in Hatzerot. And they went on from Hatzerot and put up their tents in Rithmah. And they went on from Rithmah and they put up their tents in Rimmon Perez. And they went on from Rimmon Perez and put up their tents in Livnah. And they went on from Livnah and put up their tents in Rissah. And they went on from Rissah and put up their tents in Kehelathah. And they went on from Kehelathah and put up their tents in Mount Shepher. And they went on from Mount Shepher and put up their tents in Haradah. And they went on from Haradah and put up their tents in Makheloth. And they went on from Makheloth and put up their tents in Tachat. And they went on from Tachat and put up their tents in Terah. And they went on from Terah and put up their tents in Mithkah. And they went on from Mithkah and put up their tents in Chashmonah. And they went on from Chashmonah and put up their tents in Maserath. And they went on from Maserath and put up their tents in Bnei Ya'akan. And they went on from Bnei Ya'akan and put up their tents in Chor Haggidgad. And they went on from Chor Haggidgad and put up their tents in Yatvatah. And they went on from Yatvatah and put up their tents in Abronah. And they went on from Abronah and put up their tents in Etzion Geber. And they went on from Etzion Geber and put up their tents in the wasteland of Zin, which is Kadesh. And they went on from Kadesh and put up their tents in Mount Hor, on the edge of the land of Edom. And Aaron the priest went up into the mountain at the order of Yahweh and came to his death there, in the 40th year after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt, in the 5th month on the 1st day of the month. Aaron was 123 years old at the time of his death in Mount Hor. And news of the coming of the children of Israel came to the king of Arad the Canaanite, who was living in the south in the land of Canaan. And from Mount Hor they went on and put up their tents in Zalmonah. And they went on from Zalmonah and they put up their tents in Punon. And they went on from Punon and put up their tents in Ovot. And they went from Ovot and put up their tents in Iyeh Aviram at the edge of Moab. And they went on from Iyim and put up their tents in Divon Gad. And from Divon Gad they went on and put up their tents in Almon Divlataim. And from Almon Divlataim they went on and put up their tents in the mountains of Avarim before Nebo. And they went on from the mountains of Avarim and put up their tents in the lowlands of Moab by Yarden at Yaricho, planting their tents by the side of Yarden from Bet Yeshimot as far as Alvel Shittim in the lowlands of Moab. And in the lowlands of Moab by Yarden at Yericho, Yahweh said to Moshe, "Say to the children of Israel, when you go over Yarden into the land of Canaan, see that all the people of the land are forced out from before you, and put to destruction all their pictured stones, and all their metal images, and all their high places. And take the land for yourselves, for your resting place, for to you I have given the lands as your heritage. And you will take up your heritage in the land by the decision of Yahweh, to every family its part. The greater the family, the greater the heritage, and the smaller the family, the smaller will be its heritage. Wherever the decision of Yahweh gives to any man his part, that will be his. Distribution will be made to you by your father's tribes. But if you are slow in driving out the people of the land, then those of them who are still there will be like pinpoints in your eyes and like thorns in your sides, troubling you in the land where you are living. And it will come about that as it was my purpose to do to them, so I will do to you." And Yahweh said to Moshe, "Give orders to the children of Israel, and say to them, when you come into the land of Canaan, this is the land which is to be your heritage, the land of Canaan inside these limits, then your south quarter will be from the wasteland of Zin, by the side of Edom, and your limit on the south will be from the east end of the Salt Sea, and around to the south of the slope of Akravim, and on to Zin. And its direction will be south of Kadesh Barnea, and it will go as far as Chazar Adar, and on to Azmon. And from Azmon it will go around to the stream of Egypt as far as the sea. And for your limit on the west you will have the great sea and its edge. This will be your limit on the west. And your limit on the north will be the line from the great sea to Mount Hor. And from Mount Hor the line will go in the direction of Chachmath. The farthest point of it will be at Zedad. And the limit will go on to Ziphron with its farthest point at Chazar Enan. This will be your limit on the north. And on the east your limit will be marked out from Chazar Enan to Shepham, going down from Shepham to Riblah on the east side of Ain, and on as far as the east side of the Sea of Kinnerot. And so down to Yarden, stretching to the Salt Sea. All the land inside these limits will be yours." And Moshe gave orders to the children of Israel, saying, "This is the land which is to be your heritage, by the decision of Yahweh, which by Yahweh's order is to be given to the 9 tribes and the half tribe. For the tribe of the children of Reuven by their fathers' families, and the tribe of the children of Gad by their fathers' families, and the half tribe of Manasseh have been given their heritage. The 2 tribes and the half tribe have been given their heritage on the other side of Yarden at Yericho, on the east looking to the dawn." And Yahweh said to Moshe, "These are the names of the men who are to make the distribution of the land among you: Eleazar the priest and Yehoshua the son of Nun. And you are to take 1 chief from every tribe to make the distribution of the land. And these are the names of the men: of the tribe of Yehuda, Caleb the son of Jephunneh; and of the tribe of the children of Shimon, Shemuel the son of Ammihud; of the tribe of Benjamin, Elidad the son of Kislon; and of the tribe of the children of Dan, a chief, Buki the son of Yagli; of the children of Yosef, of the tribe of the children of Manasseh, a chief, Haniel the son of Ephod; and of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, a chief, Kemuel the son of Shiftan; and of the tribe of the children of Zebulun, a chief, Elitzaphan the son of Parnak; and of the tribe of the children of Issachar, a chief, Paltiel the son of Azan; and of the tribe of the children of Asher, a chief, Achihud the son of Shelomi; and of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, a chief, Pedahel the son of Ammihud. These are they to whom Yahweh gave orders to make the distribution of the heritage among the children of Israel in the land of Canaan. And Yahweh said to Moshe in the lowlands of Moab by Yarden at Yericho, "Give orders to the children of Israel to give to the Levites from the heritage which is theirs towns for themselves, with land on the outskirts of the towns. These towns are to be their living places, with land around them for their cattle and their food and all their beasts, stretching from the wall of the towns a distance of 1,000 cubits all around. The measure of this space of the land is to be 2,000 cubits outside the town on the east, and 2,000 cubits on the south and on the west and on the north, the town being in the middle. This space will be the outskirts of their towns. And the towns which you give the Levites are to be the 6 safe places to which the taker of life may go in flight, and in addition you are to give them 42 towns. 48 towns are to be given to the Levites, all with land around them. And these towns are to be given out of the heritage of the children of Israel, taking the greater number from those who have much, and a smaller number from those who have little. Everyone, in the measure of his heritage, is to give of his property to the Levites. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Say to the children of Israel, when you have gone over Yarden into the land of Canaan, then let certain towns be marked out as safe places to which anyone who takes the life of another in error may go in flight. In these towns you may be safe from him who has the right of punishment, so that death may not overtake the taker of life until he has been judged by the meeting of the people. 6 of the towns which you give will be such safe places, 3 on the other side of Yarden and 3 in the land of Canaan, to be safe places for flight. For the children of Israel and for the man from another country who is living among them, these 6 towns are to be safe places, where anyone causing the death of another through error may go in flight. But if a man gives another man a blow with an iron instrument, causing his death, he is a taker of life and is certainly to be put to death. Or if he gives him a blow with a stone in his hand, causing his death, he is a taker of life and is certainly to be put to death. Or if he gave him blows with a wood instrument in his hands, causing his death, he is a taker of life and is certainly to be put to death. He whose right it is to give punishment for blood may himself put to death the taker of life when he comes face to face with him. If, in his hate, he put a sword through him, or waiting secretly for him, sent a spear or stone at him, causing his death, or in hate gave him blows with his hand, causing death, he who gave the death blow is to be put to death. He is a taker of life. He whose right it is to give punishment for blood may put to death the taker of life when he comes face to face with him. But if a man has given a wound to another suddenly and not in hate, or without design has sent something against him, or has given him a blow with a stone without seeing him, so causing his death, though he had nothing against him and no desire to do him evil, then let the meeting of the people be judged between the man responsible for the death and him who has the right of punishment for blood, acting by these rules. And let the people keep the man responsible for the death safe from the hands of him who has the right of punishment for blood, and send him back to his safe town where he had gone in flight. There let him be until the death of the high priest who was marked with the holy oil. But if ever he goes outside the walls of the safe town where he had gone in flight, and the giver of punishment meeting him outside the walls of the town puts him to death, he will not be responsible for his blood, because he had been ordered to keep inside the safe town until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the taker of life may come back to the place of his heritage. These rules are to be your guide in judging through all your generations wherever you may be living. Anyone causing the death of another is himself to be put to death on the word of the witnesses. But the word of one witness is not enough. Further, no price may be given for the life of one who has taken life and whose right reward is death. He is certainly to be put to death. And no price may be offered for one who has gone in flight to a safe town for the purpose of letting him come back to his place before the death of the high priest. So do not make the land where you are living unholy, for blood makes the land unholy. And there is no way of making the land free from the blood which has come on it, but only by the death of him who was the cause of it. Do not make unclean the land where you are living, and in which is my house, for I, Yahweh, am present among the children of Israel. Now the heads of the families of the children of Gilead, the sons of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Yosef, came to Moshe, the chiefs and the heads of the families of the children of Israel being present, and said, Yahweh gave orders to my Lord to make distribution of the land as their heritage to the children of Israel. And my Lord was ordered by Yahweh to give the heritage of Zelophehad, our brother, to his daughters. Now if they get married to any of the sons of other tribes of the children of Israel, then their property will be taken away from the heritage of our fathers, and become part of the heritage of the tribe into which they get married. And their heritage will be taken away from the heritage of our tribe. And at the time of the Jubilee of the children of Israel, their property will be joined to the heritage of the tribe of which they are part, and will be taken away from the heritage of the tribe of our fathers. So by the direction of Yahweh, Moshe gave orders to the children of Israel, saying, What the tribe of the sons of Yosef has said is right. This is the order of Yahweh about the daughters of Zelophehad. Yahweh says, Let them take as their husbands whoever is most pleasing to them, but only among the family of their father's tribe. And so no property will be handed from tribe to tribe among the children of Israel, but every one of the children of Israel will keep the heritage of his father's tribe. And every daughter owning the property in any tribe of the children of Israel is to be married to one of the family of her father's tribe, so that every man of the children of Israel may keep the heritage of his fathers. And no property will be handed from one tribe to another, but every tribe of the children of Israel will keep its heritage. So the daughters of Zelophehad did as Yahweh gave orders to Moshe. For Machlah, Tirzah, and Hoglah, and Milcah, and Noach, the daughters of Zelophehad, took as their husbands the sons of their father's brothers, and were married into the families of the sons of Manasseh, the son of Yosef, and their property was kept in the tribe of their father's family. These are the laws and the orders which Yahweh gave to the children of Israel by Moshe in the lowlands of Moab by Yarden at Jericho. And there you have it. That's the end of the book of Numbers, Bamidbar in Hebrew, which just means in the wilderness. And I like how it starts with this, or what we read today in chapter 33 specifically. It starts with this overview of Israel's journey through the wilderness, starting from the moment that they leave Ramses in Egypt and all the way through. So that's halfway through the book of Exodus, all the way to this point. And that's really just kind of interesting to see the overview step by step, where they went to and how it went. But I think it's interesting that this book ends with two main points. It ends with an entire discussion about the Levite towns that were the cities of refuge, where somebody who accidentally caused someone's death could flee to and have sanctuary from those who were trying to avenge their brother or their family member or their friend, right? It's specifically for those who kill by accident, though. It's not just for somebody who is a murderer and they have a place to flee. No, God specifically says somebody who intentionally goes out of their way to kill somebody should be put to death. And it's because God is saying that blood defiles the land, and he doesn't want them to defile the land that he is giving them. And then, to end it off, it goes back to the daughters of Zelophehad, and it talks about how the only way that the daughters of Zelophehad can marry so that tribes aren't having tribal warfare against each other for each other's land is just so that they marry into their own relations, their own tribe. And that's, I think it's kind of beautiful in a way that God goes out of his way throughout all of the Jubilee stuff and the people returning to their own land and getting all of their inheritance back because it all belongs to God and nobody should be claiming land wealth for themselves over the years. It's cool that the end of Numbers, right before they go into the land of Israel, is they're hit with this last little thing to talk about how you cannot be marrying across tribes in order to take land from each other, because when the year of Jubilee comes, all land will return to the original tribes. So it's just kind of an interesting place to end right before we get into this next book, the next book of Deuteronomy. So I hope to see you tomorrow, and for the rest of today, let it be wonderful.